Well, the first week of online classes are over, and like most students, I have been working non-stop on assignments and readings for class. Okay, that was a lie, but nonetheless, we all have been trying to our best to finish the semester during these weird and troubling times. But how are the professors doing? They were given the daunting task of moving all of their classes online. So I wanted to check up on them and see how the first week has gone. I sat down with Garrett Hope, a professor at the College of Fine and Performing Arts, and Amber Messersmith, a professor at the College of Business, to hear how taking their classes online has gone and the struggles it had brought with it. How are your classes functioning now after
Yeah,
1 week of all of this?
yeah. Well, I think okay. I have done some Zoom calls. I've been doing some videos.
I'm trying to write regular emails, um, updating them on the progress of the class and reminding them of what they need to do with due dates.
Would you say that students are still trying to be active in the class as much as they can, or
It's from my classes, I'm actually struggling to determine that. Um, I have several hundred students across all three sections, and then my music theory class. The lack of seeing people and actually dialoguing is very frustrating for me as an educator. Like, much rather be in the room with people and answering questions that way. And I've only received 3 or 4 emails from students who need clarification about what things are going to look like, or they've had problems accessing the videos.
I think overall emails have slowed down. And I don't know if that's because I'm putting everything, all the announcements, I'm putting everything out online. And so I don't usually do that. I usually make announcements in class or things are laid out in class. And now it's all spelled out on Canvas.
The one way that I could make sure that that interactivity and engagement is happening is if I were to move towards a kind of um, online discussion based format. But when you have these really large lectures with multiple hundreds of people in the class, that becomes fairly untenable. And I would have to rewrite entirely the goals of the syllabus. So I didn't think it was quite fair at this point, halfway through the semester, to change the way we're doing everything. And now you have to be doing this new activity that you haven't done yet.
what has been probably the hardest part about bringing your some of your classes online?
It's just not the way we intended the semester to go. So a lot of the activities that I would normally do, we can't do. It's just not the same experience. And that's unfortunate, but hey, it's more important that we're all safe.
I'm really struggling to know the engagement level. And because I've moved my class to an asynchronous course line, so we're not meeting at a regularly scheduled event, the students might choose to binge watch all the videos the day before the test. They don't have to show up. So it's this weird amorphous thing.
I just worry about my students getting the same content. I mean, it's just not the same when you can't discuss it with this person that's sitting next to you, when you can't apply it in the same way. We're going to do our best to replicate it, but yeah, it's just not the same experience.
How have your colleagues been adapting to this switching to online?
I think everybody's has, or at least those that I've interacted with, that they have positive attitude that we're going to get through this. It's not what anybody chose, but we're going to make the best of it. I think people have been working hard to make the switch or the shift to remote learning.
It's been really hard. So as you said, all live music events have been canceled. Um, so students who have to give recitals or concerts, I'm not even sure what the decisions have been. I know I have some students who are recording what they would have done at home and they're sending a video in, but that's not a real live performance. And we have students who are graduating, and these are degree requirement activities.
And we've had great resources made available to us in terms of instructional designers that can assist us. I've worked a lot with instructional designers in the past, and that helped prepare me. I didn't know it was preparing me for this.
At the last staff meeting, we were just discussing these are all the questions still to be answered. So I don't know how that has all been solved. I'd only know from my end, and on the theory side, we've had to completely revamp our assessments. So the kind of quizzes and the tests we were going to do, we're rewriting all of that and trying to figure out how can we do it in a non-real time way using the internet.
What would you say to some students right now who might be struggling, trying to like stay organized and stay focused while taking these online courses, either stuck at home, and I know a few of my friends are still at the dorms, just stuck in their dorm room. So what advice would you give to some students struggling?
I guess I would say work to remain optimistic. Don't get mired in listening to and reading the daily news, which is designed to help you freak out. Focus on the things you can control and do the work.
I think it's absolutely essential that you become organized. If you're not an organized person already, you have to force yourself to do that. I would say making a list of everything that is coming due. Hopefully your professors have provided that, but then make a master list. That's the first thing I did for both of my classes, was put together a schedule of here's what's happening every single week, because I needed to see that, and I needed to see the whole thing rather than just taking it 1 week at a time.
It's really easy when things are online to not engage in the same way. And that would be a big mistake for a number of reasons, especially as the semester winds down and all of a sudden you have to do a lot of catching up. Don't do that. But I think maintaining a positive attitude, practicing good hygiene habits as the university has suggested, following CDC guidelines, I think those are the things that you should focus on.
I always tell my students when we're in a normal semester and we're meeting on campus, I say, don't let things fall off after spring break. Like, you worked the first 9 weeks hard. Don't let all that go to waste by just dropping off now after spring break. Well, kind of the same thing here. Like, don't let all of your good work that you put in just be for nothing because you decided to check out. And it's easy to check out. It's easy when you don't understand, or this is just a little bit intimidating to get used to. It's not as fun for me to teach this way. And so I would think that for a lot of students, it's not their preferred way either. But just realize this is temporary. We'll get through it. And then hopefully we'll all be back, unless we're graduating. We'll all be back in the fall.
Well, it sounds like some of our professors are having the same problems that students are facing too. They're longing for that student-professor interaction we all took for granted, and they're hoping they can do enough for their students in these weird times having classes online. But hopefully we can all get back together in the fall, and then everything will finally be able to go back to normal.